Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely exploding today, and PumpTalk News has all the must-know updates. We're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of developments that are shaping our world, from unexpected departures in critical health organizations to pivotal moments in international business. You won't want to miss a single second as we break down the stories that matter most, bringing you the inside scoop and the crucial context you need to stay ahead. The pace is relentless, the stakes are high, and your front row seat to the action starts right now. Stick around, because what's coming next is too big to ignore. You need to be in the know, and we've got you covered. Let's go. First up, we've got a major shakeup at a key health agency where leadership is refusing to budge after a dramatic ousting. This isn't just a personnel change. It's a clash of directives and a fight for scientific integrity that's sending shockwaves through the system. You'll want to hear the full story on this high-stakes standoff. Then, we're shifting gears to spotlight a community rallying together for its history. Get the details on a unique art fundraiser that's aiming to restore a beloved local landmark, bringing people together through culture and a shared passion for preservation. It's a heartwarming story of community spirit you don't want to miss. And in a landmark move for international business, a major Ukrainian company is making history by listing on a U.S. stock exchange. We'll explore what this means for global investment and the future of a nation on the rise. Plus, we've got insights from a prominent radio host returning to the airwaves with a powerful message about the upcoming elections and fighting for the people. You've got to stay tuned for all of it. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. CDC Director Ousted refuses to resign amidst controversy. This development signals a significant power struggle within a vital public health institution, raising questions about political influence over scientific leadership. It's a story of principle versus pressure, with potentially far-reaching implications for public health policy and the independence of critical agencies. We're talking about a situation where a director, appointed and confirmed by the Senate, finds herself in direct opposition to executive directives, leading to a public battle over her position. The narrative began when the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC Director Susan Monterez, was reportedly ousted by President Donald Trump's administration after a tenure of approximately 1 month. However, Monterez, through her legal representation, stated she had neither resigned nor received official notification of her termination. Her attorneys, Mark Zaid and Ab Lowell, asserted that Dr. Monterez refused to compromise on scientific integrity and public safety, choosing to stand firm against what they described as unscientific, reckless directives and attempts to remove dedicated health experts. They emphasized that her commitment to science meant she would not resign. The White House, via spokesman Kush Desai, countered this by claiming Monterez was not aligned with the administration's Making America Healthy Again agenda, spearheaded by President Trump and Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Desai stated that since Monterez had not resigned despite informing HHS leadership of her intent to do so, the White House had terminated her position. However, her attorneys pointed out that as she was appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, only the president himself could officially remove her, thus she technically remained director. Adding to the drama, the Department of Health and Human Services initially announced Monterez was no longer director, via an ex post, thanking her for her service and expressing confidence in her replacement team. This announcement was quickly followed by the resignations of at least 4 other high-ranking officials: Dr. Deborah Oury, Chief Medical Officer; Dr. Demeter Daskalakis, Director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases; Dr. Daniel Jernigan, Director of the National Center for Emerging and Zoonotic Infectious Diseases; and Dr. Jen Layden, Director of the Office of Public Health Data, Surveillance and Technology. This exodus of senior staff highlights the turbulence and potential demoralization within the agency following these events. The core of the conflict appears to be Monterez's alleged refusal to rubber stamp directives she deemed unscientific, a stance that put her at odds with the administration's policy priorities. The situation has ignited a firestorm of discussion online, with many users praising Monarez for her perceived integrity, while others question the White House's actions and the impact on public health preparedness. Analysts are closely watching to see how this leadership vacuum and internal conflict will affect the CDC's operations and its ability to respond to national health challenges. Now, as one leader stands firm in her position, we turn to a community standing firm in its efforts to preserve its heritage. Community Rallies for History, art fundraiser to restore landmark. This heartwarming initiative showcases the power of community spirit and cultural preservation, aiming to breathe new life into a historic building. It's a story about art, heritage, and the collective effort to save a piece of local identity for future generations. The New Baltimore Historical Society is spearheading an art fundraiser with the specific goal of supporting the much-needed restoration of the Grand Pacific House Museum, a building deeply intertwined with the city's past. The event, scheduled to take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on September 10th at the museum itself, located on Washington Street, is being held with significant support from the Loft Fine Art and Moving the Arts Through the Universe. All proceeds generated from the fundraiser will directly benefit the New Baltimore Historical Society's ongoing preservation efforts. Attendees can look forward to a multifaceted event that includes a traditional art auction, a silent auction featuring a diverse range of pieces, and will be complemented by refreshments and appetizers, creating a welcoming atmosphere for all. Adding to the excitement, raffle tickets are currently being sold for a chance to win a unique lithograph depicting a historical train scene, a nod to the city's transportation heritage. These tickets are priced at $5 each or 3 for $10, with the draw scheduled to take place during the fundraising event itself. Importantly, ticket holders do not need to be present to claim their prize. Those interested in purchasing raffle tickets can do so by emailing Deborah, benedict62@gmail.com. The Grand Pacific House, originally constructed in 1881, holds the distinction of being one of the city's most distinguished hotels and remains the sole structure of its kind still standing. Throughout its history, the building has served a variety of roles, transitioning from a boarding house in the early 1900s to housing a local hardware store for many decades. Today, thanks to the dedicated work of the New Baltimore Historical Society, the building has been transformed into a repository of local history, safeguarding a wealth of records and relics from the city's past. The nonprofit organization acquired the Grand Pacific House in 1986 and has remained steadfast in its mission to preserve the area's rich history and maintain the museum as a living entity with continuously updated displays. The museum's location at 51,065 Washington St. in downtown New Baltimore makes it an accessible and central point for community engagement. Further details about the event and the Historical Society's work can be found on their Facebook page, Facebook.com New Baltimore Historical Society. This event is a testament to how art and community action can come together to protect and celebrate local heritage, ensuring that stories of the past continue to inspire the present and future. From preserving local history, we now turn to a voice returning to the public sphere with a powerful message about the future. Radio host returns to Airwaves, sets sights on election and state's future. This marks a significant return to the public discourse for a prominent voice, as he re-engages with listeners on critical issues facing the state, particularly the upcoming elections. His commentary promises a direct, no-holds-barred perspective on policy, politics, and the path forward for residents. Bill Spadea, a well-known talk show host, is making his comeback to the morning show after a 7-month hiatus. He expresses deep gratitude to PumpTalk News and Town Square Media for their support during his absence, highlighting their professionalism and patience. Spadea frames his break as a period dedicated to building the Republican Party, advocating for parental rights, promoting common-sense policies, and representing the interests of everyday New Jerseyans, even running as a candidate for governor. He reflects on his gubernatorial campaign, acknowledging that the election results on June 10th were not what he had hoped for, but expresses pride in having participated and fought for the people. He recounts extensive travel across the state with his wife, Jody, engaging with diverse groups of supporters, emphasizing that the experience made them stronger. Following the campaign, the couple spent 2 months with their family, including celebrating their son Michael's college graduation and subsequent employment in the financial sector, and visiting their daughter Elizabeth and son-in-law Charlie in London, cherishing the family time after years of intense political battles. Now, Spadia declares himself ready for the next challenge, returning to the state's largest microphone with a renewed commitment to fighting for his listeners. He outlines a broad agenda: empowering small business owners, defending parents against what he perceives as the assault on their rights from progressive Democrats and less-than-committed Republicans, supporting veterans and first responders, advocating for teachers focused on education rather than co-parenting, addressing the addiction and infrastructure crises, and tackling the energy cost issues attributed to selfish and radical politicians. He also commits to giving a voice to the voiceless, including the unborn and new mothers, and holding politicians accountable for economic issues. Spadia emphasizes that positive change must originate from the grassroots, focusing on empowering individuals and providing them a platform to speak out. He criticizes the long-standing lack of support from Trenton and argues that rebuilding the state doesn't require navigating corrupt political systems. His return signifies a renewed commitment to ensuring the public's voice is heard. Addressing inquiries about his stance on the upcoming November election, Spadia clarifies his position regarding Jack Ciattarelli. He notes that Ciattarelli has stated Spadia's followers are fully committed, implying his endorsement isn't necessary. However, Spadia explicitly states he cannot endorse a candidate he believes is fundamentally wrong for New Jersey. He refuses to support a candidate he feels offers no real change and would perpetuate the current situation. His priority remains advocating for the people of New Jersey, not supporting the political establishment. He pledges to continue supporting local candidates, businesses, families, and community leaders who are actively working to improve the state. Spadia's message will focus on those who prioritize community interests, and he plans to expand initiatives like Small Business Monday and Blue Friday. He aims to highlight positive figures who offer hope for New Jersey's future, urging listeners to settle in for what's next, as the journey to recovery for the state is long but achievable with collective effort. He assures his audience that he is digging in and will have their back, reiterating his long-standing promise: "As long as I have a mic, you will have a voice." From the political arena back to the global stage, a different kind of progress is being made, marking a significant moment for international business. Kyivstar makes history, first Ukrainian company on U.S. stock exchange. This groundbreaking event signifies a major milestone not only for a leading Ukrainian company, but also as a powerful symbol of Ukraine's economic resilience and post-war potential on the global stage. It opens new avenues for international investment and spotlights the nation's burgeoning digital economy. Kyivstar, recognized as Ukraine's premier digital operator, is set to make history by ringing the Nasdaq opening bell on Friday morning. This momentous occasion marks its official listing on a United States stock exchange, celebrated through the launch of its Invest in Ukraine Now campaign. The company officially commenced trading on the Nasdaq on August 15th, operating under the umbrella of its parent company, VEON. Together, VEON and Kyivstar initiated this campaign with the explicit aim of attracting U.S. and global investors. They are positioning Kyivstar not just as a successful, thriving business, but also as a potent symbol of Ukraine's economic vitality and its prospects for recovery and growth in the aftermath of conflict. Beyond its substantial base of nearly 22.4 million mobile customers, Kyivstar has strategically diversified its operations. It has expanded into various sectors, including entertainment, digital healthcare, and ride-hailing platforms, achieving market leadership positions in Ukraine across all these ventures. Ajike Fabla II, chairman and founder of VEON, emphasized the significance of this listing in a press release. Kyivstar's listing on Nasdaq under the ticker Kyiv gives American investors a window into the Ukrainian economy as a whole. The Invest in Ukraine Now campaign itself drew considerable attention, with attendance from key Ukrainian government officials, executives from VEON and Kyivstar, prominent investors, and influential business leaders. VEON and Kyivstar have deliberately framed this initiative as a dual representation, an emblem of wartime resilience and a concrete, proactive effort to stimulate foreign investment into Ukraine. Kyivstar President Oleksandr Komarov articulated this vision in a press release, stating, "We have transformed Kyivstar into a robust digital operator with a globally attractive business model and growth story, while being the backbone of Ukraine's resilience and reconstruction." He further added, "This week, we mark the resilience and potential of Ukraine. Together with our team, partners, investors, and governmental counterparts, we mark the beginning of Kyivstar's new chapter. We are excited to help build bridges for other Ukrainian companies to deepen their global partnerships, especially with the American and global business community." This listing is widely seen as a crucial step in rebuilding economic confidence and demonstrating Ukraine's commitment to integrating further into the global financial markets, showcasing its capacity for innovation and growth despite ongoing challenges. And that wraps up our major updates for today. What a packed show! What a rundown! We saw leadership clashes at the CDC, a community rallying for history with an art fundraiser, a prominent radio host returning with a political message, and a Ukrainian company making history on the Nasdaq. That's a lot to process, but you're now officially in the know. Don't miss out on future updates. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to PumpTalk News, and ring the notification bell. And let us know in the comments which story you found most impactful. Plus, follow us on all social media platforms for even more exclusive content. We'll see you next time.